So you've obviously stumbled onto this video because you're looking for more information about Tidom, the big ticket company Tidom, which stands for, it's kind of like an acronym for time freedom. Anyway, I've been teaching internet marketing, as you may know, or may not know, if you haven't followed me at all. But I've been teaching internet marketing for over 19 years, supporting my wife and 5 kids the whole time. Got into it when the internet first became commercialized and all that. So I have a lot of experience, and a lot of my students, especially my beginner students lately, have been asking me more and more about Tidom, and they all want to know, is it legit? That's always the first thing they ask me, is Tidom legitimate? And they see that I test a lot of the big ticket companies out there, and that I'm a member of most of the big ticket companies, the good ones anyway. And yes, it's Tidom is one of the best. It's one of my top 2 favorite picks. I've got 2 that I love and adore, and Tidom is one of them. Anyway, now that we've got that out of the way, that Tidom is a legitimate, honest company or organization of good people, we can get out the scam stuff, because everybody always says, oh, is it a scam? I think everything's a scam out there. And there's a lot of stuff to be cautious of, but most of the big ticket companies, the big ones anyway, are definitely not scams. But whichever big ticket company you choose to join, there are a few things that are kind of rumored out there, or just things that especially newbies or beginners should totally know. One of the things, to me, is just, again, my opinion, but when you hear people say, oh, you don't need to do any selling, our virtual assistants, our appointment setters, our closers, whatever, we got that for you. A lot of times, well, most of the time, I don't find a lot of beginners that are having great success with that. Typically, you're going to want to do at least be able to answer the phone. I tell people, if they come to me and say, look, I'm not even going to answer the phone. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do any talking to people. I say, well, then you probably shouldn't do the business, because if you go the route of appointment setters and the whole virtual assistants and closers, it's just, it doesn't, I've never met many beginners, if any, that are having huge success with that. It's generally, you have to have a little bit, just enough to be able to pick up the phone, and just, you don't have to sell them, you just have to talk to them, just talk to a few people and answer their questions. If you can do that, you can make great money in this industry. But again, I would be a little wary of the appointment setting, the closers, and the whole virtual assistant idea. I can show you, I have 2 videos that I've become famous or infamous, whatever the word is, I don't even know. But I have 2 videos I created because there's, everybody does want to have things done for them. I understand that. You want stuff done for you. You want this, you don't want to be a salesperson. You don't want to have to close things and push people, twist their arm behind their back. So I started with 1 video about a year ago, maybe a little more now, but I tested it out, and a lot of my beginners loved it because it made it so you don't have to sell. A lot of these videos that come standard with Tidom or with any of the big ticket companies, the cookie cutter video that they give you, the one that the whole company, everybody in it uses, that one is typically, it's kind of overproduced and hyped up, and they typically don't get people to fall in love with the thing and just want to call you and say, yeah, I want to join. So my goal was, I wanted to make a video that did that, where people would fall in love with the whole concept, the whole idea, and see the video right before their eyes and say, I want to use that video. I want a video just like that, because that's got me ready to buy. So that's what I did. One of my great mentors, Dan Kennedy, 20 years ago, kind of taught me that if you had, ultimately in your business, you should have your marketing set to where when people do call you or reach out to you, really they're ready, they've got their wallet out, their credit card, whatever, and they just want to iron out a few details before they pay you. And that's what happens with the video I use, and I let my beginners and intermediate and advanced people use it. When people do call you, they typically are ready to buy. They're ready to go. They've got their credit card, or in this case, cashier's check. They're ready to go down to the bank and get a cashier's check. They just have a few quick questions, and so that's all you need to be able to do. But you do need a video that's like that. And I'm not saying I'm the only one that has a good video. There's other people out there, but I made mine generic, because another problem is, you may have heard, sponsor shopping. So I created a video to where I don't name any names. I don't. The version you would get won't even have my name in it. Doesn't have my phone number, it has your name, your phone number, all your contact. It doesn't name any coaches. It doesn't name even the company. I don't even name a company. I keep it all generic, because as soon as you start naming any names, coach, whatever, fill in the blank, put a name after that. You name a coach, you name the company name a few times. People start to make, like, literally while they're watching your presentation, they start Googling. You know how it is. You probably do it too. They start Googling, and they're not even paying attention to the presentation anymore. Now they're Googling, and then now they call some other guy, and they're talking to that guy. So, with using my video, there is none of that. There's nothing to Google. There's no name. It's generic, but it's beautifully done, if I do say myself, a little pat on the back. But, I spent months making that first one. It turned out so good that people were indeed finding out that, look at that, I don't have to have a closer. I don't have to have an appointment setter, because those things, again, typically I don't see people have great success with them. So this way you can rely on your own tools to do all that for you, and you've got people that aren't going to go around you because they can't. Who are they going to look up? There's nobody to look up in the video. Again, it's generic. So they get excited, they're ready to go, and they do call you back. Because one of the #1 problems is a lot of beginners get told, hey, just use postcards, just use voice broadcast is very, very heavily advised in big ticket. And so that's a typical thing a lot of beginners do. But what happens is the video, after they maybe do get somebody who's slightly interested, they get them on this video webinar, or whatever, and it's got the coaches, it's naming the company. Again, their person starts Googling, and you spent all that money on voice broadcast or postcards, sometimes hundreds of dollars a week to keep your postcards and your voice broadcast going, and now you're just feeding someone else, the big name coaches out there. And that's a lot of times why a lot of those big name coaches, they don't have time to take your calls and give you a lot of time that you really need to get your business set up and running, because they're taking in checks so fast. I know a lot of them, and they make some really good money. But again, I look out for the little people, all the beginners, the people just entering this whole thing, and I try to make, again, videos that look out for you. I'm not looking out for big name coaches. They're doing awesome, as you know. I'm looking out for the smaller guys that don't have all these resources, and maybe don't have this great webinar they're doing every night that gets people totally attracted to them and sending them the checks. So again, not to be a broken record, but that video, the first one I made, does it beautifully. It worked so well, I had many students say, can you make another one? Because people even sometimes want more information, and so they just thought, well, could we do it better? And so I made another one, spent another couple months making it. And you can be the judge of which one's better, but I do know when people watch both videos, they're typically, again, ready to run down to the bank and get a cashier's check made out to you. That's what I do know. So I'll let you be the judge. I'll put my phone number somewhere below or on this video, so you can reach out to me, and I'll give you the links. I'm not going to publish them here because I don't want the whole world just, copying or using everything that I use. So those serious people who are maybe a little confused, maybe need a little bit of clarification about big ticket and how they can do what I've done, and I support my family of my wife and 5 kids, and we live very, very well. I've got college educations, all that money put aside. We've been able to pay cash for our cars, the whole 9 yards. No house payment. That this business has taken care of everything. So I strongly recommend it. It's been a lifesaver to me. Whole other story you'll see in one of my videos, that I have some handicaps you may not see on me, but I have some things that have made it to where I can't work a regular job. So that's why 20 years ago I got into this type of business, and I needed something that could I could live a decent life and not have to go out and torture my body and torture my stress levels out at a job. Maybe you can relate. Anyway, I'll get more into that later, but I needed something to do at home that would really pay off big, and I'm so thankful and feel blessed that I have found it and that it's been paying off for many years. So that's what I do. I teach others. I love to transfer what's in my brain and help you have the results that I have. Anyway, I'll put my number below or in this video. Reach out to me. I'll be happy. You definitely got to see the generic videos that I have created. Just watch the first one. It's only about 20-25 minutes. Watch the first one, and even if you give it 10 minutes, you'll probably be hooked, and you'll know this is what you want to use. This is what's working right now. Anyway, I don't want to ramble too much, so I will end this video now, and I hope you have a blessed day. Bye.